Have you ever wondered if reheating last night's leftovers might actually harm your health instead of saving you time? What if the very foods you thought were harmless could quietly be putting your life at risk? And what if the danger is far closer to your kitchen table than you ever imagined? Certain foods, when reheated, can silently raise the risk of serious conditions such as pancreatic cancer. This video uncovers the hidden dangers in everyday kitchen habits and reveals 4 specific foods that doctors and health experts strongly warn against reheating. From fried foods to popular rice dishes, these choices may be slowly impacting your pancreas, the organ vital for digestion and blood sugar control. Stay with me until the end, because the final food on this list is one almost everyone reheats, yet it's the most dangerous of all. This is knowledge that can truly change the way you eat and safeguard your long-term health. Now, let's begin with number 1, reheated vegetable oils and fried foods. Fried favorites like golden French fries, crispy battered fish, indulgent onion rings, and tempura vegetables may taste comforting, but once reheated, they can carry hidden risks you cannot ignore. Their satisfying crunch and rich flavors make fried foods almost irresistible. Yet a hidden danger lurks when these dishes are reheated, whether at home in the microwave or in restaurants that reuse frying oil. This seemingly harmless habit can quietly raise your risk of serious health problems, including pancreatic cancer, one of the most aggressive and difficult cancers to treat. The real problem lies in the oils used for frying. Most restaurants and many home cooks depend on vegetable oils such as canola, soybean, corn, or sunflower because they are inexpensive and easy to find. Marketed as heart-healthy or plant-based, they seem safe at first glance, but their chemical structure makes them unstable under the high heat required for frying. When these oils are reheated in a microwave, oven, or skillet, they undergo oxidation, a process that breaks them down and produces harmful compounds known as aldehydes. These toxic, highly reactive molecules can wreak havoc inside the body. Consumed regularly, they lead to oxidative stress, a state where the body's natural defenses are overwhelmed, causing cellular damage. This stress fuels chronic inflammation, especially harmful to the pancreas, the organ vital for digestion and blood sugar control. The pancreas produces enzymes to break down carbohydrates, proteins, and fats, along with insulin to manage glucose levels. Repeated exposure to aldehydes can disrupt these essential functions, creating inflammation that over time fosters an environment where pancreatic cancer may develop. Research published in journals such as Carcinogenesis has even linked aldehyde exposure to DNA damage and a heightened cancer risk, findings that carry serious implications for human health. Consider the story of Teresa, a 68-year-old retired teacher with a lifelong love for fried foods. Each week she prepared big batches of fried chicken or onion rings, keeping leftovers to reheat the next day. Over time, she began to suffer from persistent bloating, stomach cramps, and fatigue. Blood tests later showed elevated blood sugar levels, pushing her into the pre-diabetic range. Concerned, she consulted her doctor, who pointed to her frequent consumption of reheated fried foods as a major factor. The doctor explained that the aldehydes formed during reheating were placing constant stress on her pancreas, fueling inflammation and disrupting her metabolism. Taking this advice seriously, Teresa shifted to freshly prepared meals with whole ingredients like roasted vegetables and lean proteins. Within weeks, her digestive discomfort eased, her energy returned, and she admitted, "I had no idea those leftovers were weighing me down. I feel like I've reclaimed my health." So, how can you still enjoy crispy, flavorful foods without harming your pancreas? The answer lies in smarter choices. Avoid reheating fried foods altogether. Instead of deep frying, try baking with oils that stay stable at higher temperatures, such as extra virgin olive oil or avocado oil. These oils have higher smoke points and contain healthy monounsaturated fats that resist oxidation. For instance, coat sweet potato fries with a drizzle of olive oil, and bake them at 400 degrees C for a crispy, healthier alternative. And if you do indulge in fried foods, enjoy them fresh and hot, straight from the fryer, to minimize the formation of harmful compounds. Restaurants that use fresh oil and proper frying methods can also lower your exposure to aldehydes. Choosing establishments with high food safety standards may seem like a small step, but it can greatly reduce the cumulative damage to your pancreas caused by toxic compounds. Now, let's move to number 2, reheated processed meats. These foods are staples in many diets, valued for their convenience, bold flavors, and versatility. Think of bacon sizzling in the morning, deli ham layered in a sandwich, sausages on the grill, or hot dogs at a summer cookout. Even dishes like meatloaf, when made with cured meats, belong to this category. The problem is that these foods come with a hidden cost, especially once reheated. Processed meats, including bacon, sausages, deli slices, hot dogs, and ham, are already packed with sodium, artificial preservatives, and chemical additives such as nitrates and nitrites. These substances enhance flavor, preserve shelf life, and give meats their familiar pink color. Reheating them in a microwave, skillet, or oven transforms these compounds into something far more dangerous: nitrosamines. Unlike nitrates and nitrites, which the World Health Organization already classifies as probable carcinogens, nitrosamines are directly linked to cancers of the pancreas, liver, and stomach. Research, including studies published in the International Journal of Cancer, shows that nitrosamines can damage DNA and drive tumor growth, especially in the pancreas, which is highly sensitive to chemical stress and disruptions in fat metabolism. Once formed, nitrosamines linger in the food even after it cools, entering the digestive system and irritating delicate tissues. Over time, this constant irritation can trigger inflammation, a major driver of pancreatic cancer. The risk grows because processed meats are often eaten as leftovers. Imagine cooking extra bacon or sausage for breakfast, storing the rest in the fridge, and reheating them the next day for a quick meal. Or think of saving slices of holiday ham to use in sandwiches or omelets throughout the week. While convenient and frugal, these habits expose the body to repeated doses of nitrosamines, silently raising the risk of cancer. The pancreas, already burdened with processing the high fat and sodium in these foods, becomes even more vulnerable to long-term damage. Consider Paul, a 72-year-old grandfather proud of his hearty breakfasts. For years, he reheated bacon and sausage in the microwave each morning, believing it was efficient and waste-free. Gradually, he noticed vague digestive discomfort, bloating, nausea, and a heavy feeling after meals. Routine blood work later revealed elevated inflammation markers. Further tests uncovered early signs of pancreatic inflammation. The diagnosis stunned Paul, who had never thought his diet could be a threat. His doctor explained that the nitrosamines created during reheating were likely stressing his pancreas and fueling his symptoms. Determined to improve his health, Paul changed his routine to fresh, whole food breakfasts with eggs, fresh vegetables, and lean proteins like grilled chicken. Over the next few months, his symptoms eased, his blood work improved, and he admitted, "I feel lighter and more energized. I only wish I had realized sooner how those leftovers were affecting me." To protect your pancreas, it's important to limit reliance on processed meats, especially reheated ones. Choose fresh options such as eggs, beans, lentils, or freshly cooked lean meats, like chicken or turkey breast, which are naturally lower in sodium and free of preservatives. If you do eat processed meats, have them fresh and ideally cooked at lower temperatures to reduce the formation of harmful compounds. For instance, instead of frying bacon, try baking it in the oven at a moderate heat to keep the flavor while reducing damage. When eating out, ask about the ingredients in dishes like meatloaf or casseroles, as cured meats are often hidden in these recipes. It's also important to remember that processed meats are already classified as Group 1 carcinogens by the International Agency for Research on Cancer, placing them in the same category as tobacco and asbestos for their link to colorectal and other cancers. Reheating only magnifies this danger. These foods add a layer of risk that many people never realize. Your pancreas may not show signs of distress right away, but the cumulative impact of these dietary habits can build over the years, leaving you vulnerable to serious health problems. By making small, intentional changes, choosing fresh, minimally processed foods and avoiding reheated leftovers, you can take a powerful step toward protecting one of your body's most vital organs. Number 3. Reheated rice dishes. Rice is a staple in countless households around the world, valued for its versatility, affordability, and ability to complement almost any meal. Its simplicity makes it especially appealing for older adults cooking for one or two, who often prepare a large pot to last several meals. This habit is budget-friendly and practical, reducing the need for daily cooking. Yet despite its harmless appearance, reheated rice can carry hidden dangers, particularly for the pancreas, if not handled carefully. The problem lies in a spore-forming bacterium called bacillus, commonly found in rice. While cooking kills most bacteria, bacillus spores are heat-resistant and can survive boiling. If rice is left at room temperature for more than an hour or two, these spores germinate, multiply, and release toxins. What makes these toxins especially dangerous is that they are heat-stable. Reheating rice in a microwave, on the stovetop, or in the oven may destroy the bacteria, but it does not neutralize the toxins already produced. Eating contaminated rice can result in food poisoning, with nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, and abdominal cramps appearing within hours. While these symptoms are unpleasant, the risks go far beyond short-term discomfort. Repeated exposure to bacillus toxins places a heavy burden on the digestive system, especially the pancreas, which is vital for digestion and blood sugar control. This organ produces enzymes to break down carbohydrates, proteins, and fats, as well as insulin to regulate glucose levels. When forced to process bacterial toxins again and again, the pancreas can become overworked, leading to chronic inflammation. In severe cases, this condition is known as pancreatitis, a well-established risk factor for pancreatic cancer, one of the deadliest cancers because it is often detected late and progresses rapidly. Over time, the constant stress from toxin exposure, combined with the pancreas's limited ability to regenerate, can cause lasting damage. The risk increases when reheated rice is paired with other leftovers like meats, vegetables, or sauces. Reheated sauces, especially those with fats or sugars, can break down into toxic byproducts when heated repeatedly, further straining the digestive system. Take the case of Harold, a 74-year-old widower who loved making large batches of fried rice with eggs, soy sauce, and vegetables. To save time, he stored the rice in the refrigerator and reheated small portions each day. Eventually, he began to suffer persistent bloating and abdominal pain. At first, his doctor struggled to find the cause, until Harold revealed his habit of eating reheated rice stored for days. Once he switched to cooking smaller, fresher portions and eating them right away, his symptoms eased dramatically. His story highlights how mindful storage and preparation can greatly reduce the risks tied to reheated rice. Follow these important guidelines. Cool rice quickly after cooking by spreading it on a shallow tray, which shortens the time it spends in the danger zone of 40° F to 140° F, where bacteria thrive. Once cooled, refrigerate promptly. Store rice in an airtight container within 2 hours of cooking, and limit storage to no more than 1 or 2 days. When reheating, warm only the portion you plan to eat, using a stovetop, oven, or microwave, and make sure the rice reaches an internal temperature of at least 165 degrees or 74 degrees C. Cook smaller portions whenever possible, preparing only what you need for a single meal to avoid leftovers altogether. By following these practices, you can continue to enjoy rice as part of a healthy diet while protecting your pancreas and overall digestive health. The pancreas is a delicate organ that doesn't give loud warning signals when under stress. Small but consistent adjustments in your kitchen habits can make a profound difference, lowering the risk of long-term damage and serious conditions such as pancreatic cancer. Number 4. Reheated chicken. This food is a cornerstone of many diets, appreciated for its affordability, high protein content, and ease of preparation. Whether roasted, grilled, or baked, chicken is a go-to protein for countless households, especially in the United States, where it's often cooked in large batches to last the week. Yet reheating chicken, particularly when done repeatedly or improperly, can turn this staple into a serious health risk, especially for the pancreas. The main problem lies in its protein-rich makeup. When chicken is first cooked, proteins are denatured, changing structure so they can be digested. But reheating, especially at high temperatures or unevenly in a microwave, causes further structural changes. These altered proteins become more complex and harder to digest. This forces the pancreas to produce greater amounts of proteolytic enzymes to break them down. Over time, the extra workload can create pancreatic stress and inflammation, a condition known as pancreatitis, which is a well-known risk factor for pancreatic cancer. The risks don't end there. Reheated chicken is often paired with sauces, gravies, or oils that make matters worse. When fats in these additions are exposed to high heat again, they can break down into harmful compounds like aldehydes. These toxic byproducts drive oxidative stress and inflammation, both of which are closely linked to cancer, including pancreatic cancer. The combination of degraded proteins and harmful fat byproducts delivers a double blow to the digestive system, straining the pancreas and other organs. Take Margaret, a 78-year-old woman living alone who followed a weekly routine of cooking a large chicken breast on Sundays. Each day, she reheated slices in the microwave, adding a splash of store-bought gravy to keep them moist. Over time, Margaret developed bloating, indigestion, and a dull, persistent pain after meals. Concerned, she visited her doctor, who first suspected problems ranging from acid reflux to gallstones. Only after Margaret described her cooking habits did the doctor suggest that reheated chicken might be fueling her symptoms. When she switched to preparing smaller, fresh portions of chicken and stopped reheating gravies, her digestive issues slowly disappeared. Proof that even minor dietary habits can have a big impact. The pancreas, unlike the liver, has very limited ability to regenerate. Chronic inflammation from repeatedly eating improperly reheated chicken can build silently, raising the risk of pancreatic cancer, which often remains hidden until its advanced stages. Because the pancreas also regulates blood sugar, any lasting damage can ripple through the entire body, even increasing the likelihood of diabetes, a condition that itself raises the risk of pancreatic cancer. To reduce the risks linked to reheating chicken, follow a few key precautions. Cook fresh whenever possible by preparing smaller portions to eat right away, minimizing the need for leftovers. If storing is necessary, refrigerate chicken within 2 hours of cooking in an airtight container and consume within 2 to 3 days. When reheating, use a stovetop or oven to ensure the chicken reaches an internal temperature of at least 165 degrees or 74 degrees CE for even heating. Avoid microwaves, which heat unevenly and can worsen protein degradation. Steer clear of reheating sauces or gravies. If you want to use them, add fresh ones after reheating to avoid fats breaking down into harmful compounds. Limit reheating to only once, warming just the portion you plan to eat. Multiple rounds of reheating sharply increase the formation of toxic byproducts. While these adjustments may take a little extra planning, they greatly reduce strain on the pancreas and lower long-term health risks. By treating chicken with the same care as other perishable foods and being mindful of storage and reheating, you can continue enjoying this versatile protein while protecting your digestive health. The pancreas may not always give loud warning signals, but thoughtful choices can help keep it strong for years to come. And there you have it, the surprising truth about reheating certain foods and how they may be affecting your pancreas and overall health. From vegetable oils and processed meats to rice and chicken, these everyday habits might look harmless, yet over time they can take a serious toll. I hope this video has helped you see just how important it is to be mindful of what you reheat and how it can impact your health. Small, everyday choices in the kitchen can make all the difference in protecting your pancreas and supporting long-term well-being. Take a moment to reflect. What is one thing you learned today that you can apply in your own life? Even the simplest change can have a lasting effect. Thank you so much for spending your valuable time with me. I wish you good health, happiness, and peace always. And remember to subscribe to my channel, Healthy Aging Blueprint.